Hey everyone, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name is Josh. Thank you for joining me this evening. We're going to do a quick update on what's going on with Brian Laundrie and the artifacts that people keep finding in the woods and some unanswered questions about what's going on with the police. What? And FBI and all the craziness that's going on down there. You think this thing doesn't get crazier, and then it just keeps getting crazier. So I want to thank you guys all for joining me here tonight. I appreciate you. The stash is getting... The reason I'm building up the stash is because November 1st, this beard goes. And it's like just the stash. You gotta raise the money for cancer for men and all that stuff. That's called Movember here in Canada. I don't know if you guys have that in the States, but we have that here. And so, yeah, I got the fresh fade today at Sport Clips, my favorite place to get my haircut. I'm not even sponsored by them, but... they're really good. A couple of the ladies that cut my hair, they watch this show. So, hello if you're watching. So, yeah, I do look like the Monopoly guy. That's for sure. I see what you did there, Hannah. I see what you... Instead of saying must ask you a question, you used the word mustache, which sounds like must ask. I see what you did. I get it. Oh, no shave. See, I cheat. So no shave November is that we don't shave any but the stash, I think. But I just start with the stash and I just go. So, yeah, very excited. But please shave this off. Are you serious? How long it took me to grow this? Like 3 months. Hashtag real crime. Subscribe if you haven't already. I would appreciate it. Jim Carrey said what first? Oh, yes. I see what you said there. All right. So what's new? Where's everybody from? Let's do a roll call. We don't do this too often, but where are you guys all from? Where are you guys checking in from for this case? And how are you doing? I like being here with you guys. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for the old school 50s detective. You know, got the monocle though. I got the Texas, Kansas City, PA. Nova Scotia represent. Love me some NS. Italy. Dang. South Texas. Similar to Italy, I think. Jacksonville. Crazy. South Carolina, Minnesota, Melbourne. Love me some Australians. Australians are my favorite. Just outside Houston. Nice. West Virginia. I love you guys are from all over the place. Like, this is so cool that we're all coming together to, if you don't know what we do here on the Real Crime episodes, is we basically crowdsource the information. We talk, we hash it out, we have good conversations. I bring up your comments and we chat about it. Someone suggested that I drop the link. Now, you just never know, right? Who you're going to get on the show at that point. But if I recognize you in the chat and I feel like you have something to say, there are a few people that tend to get highlighted a lot because they have good things to say. Okay, I'll drop the link and I'll let you come in and chat if you got something good to say or I'm wrong about something. But I just don't want to let anybody in the chat, right? And it's not about, I want to be seen. It's like if you got something really cool to say or you want to like show me something or talk to me, maybe. I'm thinking about it. I'm not against it, but New York, Brian is not alive. I'm sorry. It's been confirmed that he's not. So I don't know. And I hear this a lot. I'm not making fun of you. I just feel like when the FBI and the police say that they have a dental record match for Brian, that's him. I don't know. Why do you guys think he's still... What's the big reason that you guys think he's still alive? Right, I want to know. Oh, there is Ontario. Represent Hillary. I thought it was Hillary Murder. I'm like, perfect name for real crime. Change your last name, Hillary, and then we'll join up. Represent Ontario. Same as me. Victoria, yeah. Mothy kitty. Mott. I don't know. Mow the kitty. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. So, yeah, this is what we're going to be talking about today. Where did it go? I lost it. You have a screen record of Brian's ex-girlfriend live? What? Give that to me. Send that to me in or email me at josh@thedadchallengepodcast.com. Well, thank you. You're likely a really nice mom. Sudbury. Sud Vegas. Whatever. It's not that. It's not called that. Skoka, there you go. You have internet out there? That's cool. That's great. Australia, love it. Where's Mick? Are you in here, Mick? You said you're coming into the chat. Everyone in America thinks he's still alive because everyone has a terrible distrust for police and government and a love for good, convoluted story. I mean, half is true, I think, that people just have a distrust for police. Absolutely, I see that. Absolutely. Oh, Kingston. Basic, you're from Kingston? That's cool. I'm liking Kingston like every other week charging my car. That's pretty cool. Well, you're not a lot of freaking Canadians here. This is great. London, Ontario. Love it. Maryland. Beth Jarvis says, something doesn't sit right with me. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but listen, for being such a mommy's boy, Roberta didn't shed one tear when they told her it's most likely. This is the thing, right? Apparently they were out today for most of the day at like Target and shit, shopping. Something's up. I honestly believe he's dead because I do believe the FBI in this position, but I don't know. Peterborough, yeah. Washington State. Is it still on fire over there? South Korea, holy smokes. Have you seen Squid Games? It's so good. Just saying. And you could probably understand it in its original language, which is amazing. All right. I'm going to get to the interview as well with, I think I had it loaded up here, with Bertolini and Ashley Banfield. This one we didn't get to, but we needed, I guess it's a big one, so we got to do it. Nice, UK. What time is it in the UK? Holy smokes, get to bed. Nadij, I don't know what your name is, sorry, but yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been saying that, but I don't. It's a no-go for me. Got my third COVID vaccine and feel crappy. Oh, wow. Hopefully you feel better. Oh, where'd it go? Cascap says, I know Brian is dead, but it still blows my mind how his parents were the ones to find him. Yeah, it's just, I don't think anybody's going to get over this, and rightly so, okay? Rightly so. There's just, it's just, nope. Amber Dench writes, maybe the parents are sociopaths. I could explain to maybe. Maybe. This is what we're all wondering, Sarah Lillian, and wonder if he left a note. I wonder if there's something in that notebook. I'm hoping there's something. I'm really hoping there's something. Well, that's great. Yeah, we're going to talk about the whole water bottle thing today because what? And why are the police like, oh yeah, it's not. It's totally not. How do they know? And why don't they care? And does it matter? That's going to be a question as well. Does it really matter that it is his water bottle? I mean, his stuff's out there. Does it matter because, are you saying it matters because the police didn't do their job? Because that's important. Still think the parents copped a plea. I do agree with you in this, Natalie. I think the parents copped a plea. I think they absolutely did. Bertolini basically, for all intents and purposes, said they were talking about it. And remember, I'm not even sure I know that he's representing them. I don't know to what capacity he is, but dang. So, V, just wait. You'll see what we're talking about with water bottle. Oh, so, okay, let's do it. The thumbnail of my video says it all. I'm going to open up Photoshop here so I can explain this a little bit better to y'all. That's American for you all, if you didn't know. Sorry, I'm dumb. So let me open up Photoshop. Bring it over to this window so I can see it. All right, here we go. So we're going to open Photoshop here. Where is it? Is this one? Okay. So take a look here. So I guess a TikToker or something went to the woods where it's like basically the cops have opened it back up and they're like, yeah, we got what we got. And they left and they just pieced out. Okay. And that's fine. Whatever. Right. They think they found everything. They got the, part of me thinks, and hear me out, this is my tinfoil hat. Part of me thinks that they wanted it to be Brian too. They want this to be over, right? They've made so many effing mistakes. They want it to be over too. So part of me thinks that, yeah, I don't really think he's alive, but at the same time, I could understand why people think that. Because if the cops are saying something like this we're about to talk about, it's insane, right? It's crazy because here, look at this picture, okay? So this is the water bottle that the TikToker found, okay? Now, they found this today, or was it yesterday? I think they found it. Notice any similarities to the one that's in the van? Does it look the same? Does it look like it could be similar? You know, it's not just that it's similar, everybody, that it's identical. Okay, it's identical to the other one. And I get that the police, but I don't understand unless the police have changed their stance on this, why they say that it's not. Why they care so much that it's not. Right? Oh, Melrat, holy cow. Close to me. Right? So this is the problem. And the cops are saying, no. And Brian Enton wrote this on Twitter. We're going to do the interview first, but Brian Enton said, they say, here's our interview with Northport. He did an interview with Northport Police. So we're going to go through that as well, okay? And then Brian Enton said something else. One of the things, oh no, he did that. He basically said that the police said that it's coincidental. It's not his. But you guys, are you going to let your eyes deceive you? Or are we going to sit here and be normal people and say, yeah, that's the same water bottle. The same yellow thing, the same symbols. I know that it's not like a one-of-a-kind water bottle. I know that. I know that this one is sold. No, I know. That's what we're saying, Liquor Boy. When I said there's more than one, but okay. I get what you're saying. You're trying to be all like, there's more than one. I get what you're saying. I get that, Laker Boy. I get it. But hear us out for a second. Would you indulge me? This water bottle that you see here, okay, and this one found near his dead body, you don't think it's the same? Like, can you be real for a second? Let's be real. That's his damn water bottle, okay? But does it matter? I think it matters that they just didn't do a good enough job looking around, possibly. But throw up in the comments why you think it matters that someone else found this. Because there's another thing that people think that they found. But here's the thing, and this is why we got to be careful when we talk about this stuff. Because apparently they found a rope, right? I'm not sure it was a noose or a rope, but we'll go through that. We'll find the tweet. Okay? But here's the problem with this now. You've got a lot of people in this case looking to gather, to get attention, to get fame, to build up their brand and build up their name. And I get that, okay? Yeah, there's a rope possibly, but I don't think, again, this is what I'm going to throw out something to you guys. Yeah, and apparently, Pam, the bone fragments were not human. That's what I think so far what we've got from them. Right? Yeah, they could test it for DNA, I guess. I don't know why the police are saying it's not his and they're just brushing it off like it is. I think the police are saying, shit, we didn't do a good enough job through this whole case. And again, we're being called out for not doing a good enough job for clearing the scene. And people are finding stuff. But here's the problem, everybody. Okay? Now people are going through there and they're trying to make a name for themselves. They're doing TikToks, doing YouTube videos. What's stopping someone from going to hang up a rope on a tree and say, look what they missed. Look what I found. Like, do you think... Yeah, the rope said it was from a tire swing. But I'm just saying, what's stopping from somebody who wants to go, like, stopping someone from going and laying a gun down, putting a weapon down, a knife, whatever, right? What's stopping someone from, look what I found. That is very big news that we're talking about right now. What is stopping somebody from going into this scene that they were there for a while and just dropping evidence? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's what they're doing, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what's stopping people. And I'm blaming the police for this. I'm not blaming people. What I'm saying is that, yeah, water ball at the end of the day really means nothing. We know it's his, but it doesn't. Who cares? Like, it doesn't. We know he was there because his bag was there. So it's just, honestly, in the end, it's really just about the police not doing their job, right? That's what people are saying. But again, we got to take into consideration here that anybody could just go drop something in this woods now, and the police should have kept this place off limits for like. Until they've combed this thing with a fine-tooth comb. Sorry. You know what I mean? Like, until they've gone through every inch of that area. Because clearly they haven't. And if someone's going to find his water bottle, and you do believe that's his, okay, what else did they leave behind? What else did they leave? They opened up the park real fast, Cass. Exactly. Cops don't want to show their incompetence. Well, a little too late, Aussie chick. It's a little too late, right? Jessa says they could have planted the water bottle too. They wanted to get famous probably. They just saw you had the water bottle and bought the same one. You know, exactly. I'm not saying that's the case, But I'm saying it's within the realm of possibility, considering the amount of attention this case has gotten and the amount of channels in YouTube and people that have grown from this. Okay, like there are people that went from like 1,000 subscribers to like 150,000 subscribers covering this case. What is stopping someone from walking into the woods over there saying, "Look what we found"? I don't think that's the case. I honestly do believe that that is his water bottle, though. I do believe that. But I do believe that the police have a responsibility right now to either put up surveillance at minimum, right? You could put up tree cams everywhere, okay? Or at maximum, throw up a couple of officers around there to just kind of hang out. Do you know what I mean? We don't know. They didn't mention a gun by the remains, Kyle Brunson, so I don't know. If police took proper documentation and pics of the area, there's nothing to worry about. The cops would have the proof the bottle is from a Seattle co-op store. Yeah, a Seattle co-op store. Do you know how far Seattle is from Northport? It's pretty far. So we know it's Brian's. It's from Seattle. Like there's just, honestly, throw up like an emoji, a thumbs up emoji, if you honestly believe that this bottle is Brian's. KB me exactly. Why? What do more items matter? I agree with you on it. Okay, I agree with you on it that it doesn't matter, except it just shows incompetence for law enforcement, time and time again. The cops don't want that to be Brian's water bottle because they have to admit that they didn't actually comb the area. That's it. So basically, what I'm trying to piece together here is the incompetence of law enforcement has been so bad in this case that there might have been unneeded and Brian might have done something he didn't have to go do if they did their job, right? Yeah, people know. They got the thumbs up. Everybody believes what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. I didn't think I was crazy, is what I'm saying. I didn't think so. Does anybody know, hey, by the way, this little guitar he has here, that's a Taylor. That's an expensive little piece of equipment there. That's a busker guitar, by the way. But does anybody know if they recovered Gabby's laptop? Has anybody ever spoken about that? Because we know that she had a MacBook that she was editing on, and we saw it in the video. Does anybody know if they recovered that? Exactly, Hannah Bella Brewer. It matters because the police are completely incompetent and keep continuously showing us their incompetence, and it's mind-blowing. They have not explained how he died yet, no. But now we're talking about people walking through the forest, finding nooses and ropes and water bottles and bones and all this stuff. People are out there literally combing the forest for stuff and then posting it on TikTok and stuff like that. That weird guy from Twitter went over there. They said they found a sock. Like, it's getting crazy. Jackie Edwards, this is actually kind of a good point, right? What if he poisoned himself and the water bottle contained poison? I don't think that people who unalive themselves generally get into that type of stuff. They generally will either OD on something, like a big pile of pills, or they'll unalive themselves in a violent way. But I don't think it's like, I'm going to go out of my way to find a poison that kills a human and then put it in my water and drink it. Maybe. I'm just saying that. Exactly. And I think that the police are going to be pressured into taking this water bottle and doing a test on it, for sure. And I hope the people that got this thing didn't open it, didn't touch it, or anything like that. But something tells me they did, right? Some guy named Justin found a spine? Dang, what? Right. Janelle Keene writes, Brian hated plastic. It was Gabby's water bottle, but he kept it. So this is Gabby's water bottle. I forgot to mention that, guys. This is absolutely Gabby's water bottle and not Brian's, because we know that Brian hates plastic. It's a very good point. And look how organized she was. It's just incredible to see her personality in that part of the van. And then again, this is crazy that this is just her water bottle, a part of her, probably something that she cherished. People who, like, I'm not saying cherish a water bottle, but something you kind of grow close to. That's like, especially a Nalgene. I remember when I grew up, Nalgenes were huge. Everybody had a Nalgene, right? They're good bottles. Kept your water a little bit colder than most. Yeah, they did touch the bottle, Miss Aloha Alice. They absolutely, I have photos of that guy holding it up on the camera. So, yeah, it was an alligator spine from what I heard too. Yeah, should have been closed, yeah. The spine thing, as far as I'm aware, is just an alligator or an animal spine. There's a pic she has in her backpack as well. Yes, I've seen that pic. So if it is Gabby's, does it matter? Geraldine, I don't think so. But it'd be interesting, again, to return this to the parents. And again, honestly, it just shows Ellie, law enforcement, messing up again. That's it. Again, it doesn't really hinge anything at all, right? It doesn't really. She did love the brand of the water bottle. She speaks on one of her Instagram posts. Okay. They have, Kelsey, they have not released the notebook findings yet, as far as I'm aware. Fisherman found a gun in the water in Fort DeSoto. Really? 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 Jeez. Okay. Sorry, I'm not centered, and I should be centered. I'm going to turn this camera a little bit because I'm comfortable this way a bit more. You got Gus over there. Hey, Gus, Gus. Hey, Gus. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? He's a good boy. Okay. Saw it on Twitter. Okay. Yeah, this is another thing, Natalie Gordon. I can't believe they opened the park within a couple days of finding him. If he was in pieces, and considering how viral the case went, you think they would have kept it closed. At least that section of the forest, right? At least that section of the forest. Sorry, I gotta get focused. I just spilled a whole bunch of water like a douche. Good gracious, I'm an idiot. Anyway, I'll get a towel. Oh, here's one. So, sorry, I gotta wipe this up. It's gonna get everywhere. Amateur hour over here. Okay. Okay, you guys want to go with this interview that Brian Enton said we should all take a look at, right? Let's do it. I'm going to open it up here. I'm going to put my headphones on. Let's have a listen. Important information apparently came out in this. Here we go.
We are back with Stephen Bertolini, the attorney for the Laundrie family. And Mr. Bertolini, the clip that we played is a full minute long, but the person who actually conducted the interview is Brian Enton. And he has the full characterization of what the Northport police told him for 15 minutes during that interview. So I'd like to turn it over to Brian Enton for a moment to tell you exactly.
This might have been a ambush, by the way. That's what I'm saying. I know, Shay, we got to talk. This is, like, I know you guys don't like this guy, but this is important. This guy is literally dishing all the dirt, and he doesn't even realize it. It's important. Do you guys honestly think that this lawyer's conversation is not important to this case? Anyway, it's important.
Exactly what they told him. Brian, Mr. Bertolino's on with the two of us.
Hi, Ashley. Hi, Mr. Bertolini. I've been in touch with Mr. Bertolini for the last 5 or 6 weeks. Basically, Josh Taylor with Northport Police has said that the way he has phrased it, that they are at the same table, sitting at the same table every day as the FBI, sharing information, constant communication with each other. And I was thinking back to that week when the police chief had that press conference. On that Thursday, the police chief said that he knew where Brian Laundrie was. But it wasn't just that Thursday. Almost every day when I interviewed Josh Taylor, I would ask him, do you know where Brian Laundrie is? And he would say, yes, we know where he is. So I was just listening to your conversation between the two of you, and it's just those interviews we did, and not just us, but many outlets were doing them with the police. They were on TV every night, and it's just hard to imagine that the FBI was also watching this and had this information from Mr. Bertolini, but wasn't sharing it with North.
He looks like the Grinch right now. He is not like that. He's being interviewed by Brian.
Northport PD.
Good evening, Brian. How are you?
Okay, it's like 15 seconds.
Good, good. Nice to hear your voice, Mr. Bertolini.
Pleasure. I wasn't sure if it was my turn. And Brian, I concur. It would be hard to believe that, right? So 2 days ago, I had a conversation with somebody in the Northport PD to clear the air on this one as well. And I offered to put myself on speaker so that brass could hear it, so that the upper echelons could hear it, that I wasn't trying to quote, put the Northport PD under the bus when I brought this up. They told me in no uncertain terms that they had no idea that the FBI knew about this. They were completely shocked on Friday to learn that Brian wasn't in the house. So Brian, everything you say makes sense. Absolutely everything you say makes sense. But I will tell you, it is not my responsibility to communicate between the FBI and Northport PD. I can tell you once again, as sure as I'm sitting here talking on this screen, the FBI confirmed in my office again today at 2:15, this is a non-issue for them. They have it documented that Brian was reported missing by me to them on Monday evening.
The 13th. But they knew where he was, and they went there on the 13th. And then they went there on the 14th. He wasn't missing. They knew exactly where he was, really. I mean, missing in that little area. It's not like he was missing. They knew.
My recollection was it was either Monday evening conversation.
Don't forget he just said that. My recollection.
Or a Tuesday morning conversation. But I know that I reported it on day one. That being said, Ashley, you told me you would replay that clip. What you chose to do was bring Brian Enton in.
He's all...
I would ask you respectfully, let's play the clip. Let's hear, not from Brian, let's hear from Josh Taylor once again. I can spare the minute. Let's play it.
This guy is like, again, it's just about deflection. He's just throwing out shit for deflection. That's all this really is right now. He keeps deflecting and just trying to make it about something else. And he's really good. Like, guys, I know you guys hate him, but he's good at it. He's good at it.
We've had 40 with you, but the control room is about to play it. So control room, fire away. Let's roll.
I don't know. Let's listen to
Mr. Bertolini says that he called and reported Brian missing sooner than Friday, and that it was just the official report filed on Friday. Is that true?
I can tell you that the Northport Police Department, that when we got the call on Friday that he was being reported missing, was news to us.
Boom, yo. Boom. Okay, but at the same time, I know you guys hate Bertolino or Bert Ernie. I know you guys do, and I do too. But the FBI also has reason to lie. They also have a reason to cover this up because they also shit the bed in this, okay? Also, they did. So, okay, I get it. So we got to take both with a giant-ass grain of salt the size of Kansas City. That's all I'm saying, okay?
I was in the room myself. It was a very surprising moment. I can say that with 100% certainty. Whatever he may have said.
Again, there's going to be documentation, am I right? So all this, if all they got to do is produce receipts. Why is Bertolino lying about that? And the FBI says he is, right? Hear me out. Why would he lie? And why does it matter? Because clearly I'm missing something. Bertolino knows something or wants to backtrack to a specific point in this time because it means something. I just can't, I haven't connected it yet. I've not connected it yet. Amber says they're all lying. None of them can keep track of their lies. Amen, sister.
That in passing, you know, this is a situation where we're trying to, you know, they were uncooperative on Saturday, not revealing any details. We've got a missing young lady. Really, their credibility was, you know, what's going on there. If I'm understanding him correctly, he says that he may have said something to someone in the FBI. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. What I know is that none of our actions and what we've said show that that's a possibility at all.
I can't wait to hear what he says.
You see what they said? Nothing that they say.
Is he saying, do you want to apologize now? What's he talking about, Bertolino? Did you not hear what we all just heard, dude? Dude, he just said you didn't call. What am I missing something? What is he saying? You want to apologize now? Is that what he just said? Am I missing? Did I get that right? Did I hear that correctly? He said, you want to apologize now? Why would you call the FBI on September 13th? Her body was found on the 17th. Amen. The local police were handling it then. Yeah, there was no reason to. Nobody knew anything until the 19th. Her body was found on the 19th. Right? Am I right about that, or is I wrong with that? Okay, this guy's crazy.
That it's a possibility at all. I mean, did you hear that last line, Mr. Bertolino? Nothing that we've seen says that's a possibility at all.
What he said was he may have said it in passing, and then he said, I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Does this guy know what he's saying?
That's what he said, Ashley. I'll take the
No, he said it's
apology
not a
now.
possibility at all.
No, he didn't say that.
Oh my gosh, this is such an amateur hour interview. What is going on here?
Not with
Can I ask
Brian
a quick
Enton, did he
question,
say? Mr. Yeah, I think we should get Brian Enton, and he conducted the interview. He sent us the tape. We've now played it twice. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, I just had a quick question for Mr. Bertolino that I was thinking about. I mean, if he was at home watching the news all week and hearing the police say that they had eyes on Brian, and the Laundries were watching the news or were hearing from Mr. Bertolino that the police were saying that, but if they were worried about Brian and he was missing and, you know, they wanted him to be found, like, wouldn't you want to correct the record so that people would actually be looking for Brian?
So, Brian, we're not going to get to the bottom of this. You know, I'll get past the fact that Ashley won't concede that what was said out of Josh Taylor.
Dude, this isn't a pissing contest that he's turning it into. He's turning it into, you know what? Again, it's all semantics. This guy's deflecting with semantics that mean nothing. He's just like, why don't you... Like, this guy's been caught between a rock and a hard place, and he has nowhere to go. So this is what lawyers do. This is what they do best. But he's not good at it. It's pissing me off.
His own mouth was that I may have said it in passing and that he does not know. Let's move past that because the tape speaks for itself.
Oh, yeah, let's definitely.
What I will tell you,
That's
Brian,
convenient.
is we were not, at that moment, we were not concerned that Brian, you know, had hurt himself or wasn't coming home. You know, Chris and Roberta had indicated to me that Brian had gone out camping and hiking for multiple days, many, many times. He was a young man. They weren't concerned. They thought he was clearing the air, clearing his mind.
Deflection.
It wasn't until we got the call on Friday that there was a tip he was seen in Tampa that we were concerned.
Then why did you report it to the FBI, Mr. Bertolino? If they thought he needed to clear his mind and he's an avid hiker and camper, why were you calling or talking to them on Monday night or
Bingo.
Tuesday morning saying, "Ooh, yikes, he hasn't come home"? Why is it an issue?
Ashley, nobody said yikes, he hasn't come home, Ashley.
Oh my
so
God.
Let's
Why
skip
would you
that,
report
okay?
it to the FBI if he didn't come home, if he just
Ashley.
needed to clear his mind?
Lose the word report. I was having conversations with the FBI a couple of times a day.
You said you reported him missing on the 13th. We all know he said that. We all know he said that. It's my favorite movie, by the way. He looks like the... Okay, sorry.
On those few days. What I said to you was, in my conversation with the FBI, either Monday night or Tuesday morning, I mentioned to the FBI that, by the way, Brian didn't come home. As part of that conversation, I was reminded today from the FBI. He said, yes, I remember distinctly because you said to me, would you come home with all those press in front of your house?
Got it.
Yeah, move on. And she knows that. She knows that it's time to move on. Because she's not going to get this out of her.
Contacted the FBI, specifically
if I
reminded me
can,
of that
I want to keep you over the break. I'm losing commercial breaks, and it's a machine I can't stop. But I do want to ask you after the break about the Northport police saying that they lost him, that they just...
Oh, my gosh. All right. Gosh. This guy's got to be kidding me. He's not a defense attorney, V. This lawyer's incompetent. He's a law real estate attorney. He deals in real estate. So nothing like, I don't think this guy's ever done anything like this and shouldn't be doing it. He should have totally said, guys, you need to get a better person. He should have but this guy's getting the clout and fame from this. As much as you guys hate him, this is good for him. I promise you it is. Okay. This is not bad for him. I hope I'm wrong, but this is what they do. That's the only clip we have. Oh, is there more? Sorry, did I miss it? Hold on, let me see. Sorry, I'll put it back, guys.
To the reserve, which, you know, ended up with a dead man in the reserve. I want to get your reaction to that. We're back with Stephen P. Bertolino and Brian Enton after the break. All right, Mr. Bertolino, quick question. The police said that they lost your client. There was surveillance on him, and when he went off to the reserve, they didn't even notice the Mustang leave. Does that mean that Brian Laundrie is dead because the police lost him, or is Brian Laundrie dead because Brian Laundrie did it to himself?
You know, Ashley, you can't blame the police. You can't blame the FBI. You can't blame the parents. I've had people blaming me for the last couple of weeks and specifically the last couple of days. You know, bottom line is we don't know the manner or cause of death of Brian. We can surmise, but let's take an hypothetical and say that Brian did, you know, take his own life. If that's the case, you know, that's on Brian.
Okay, that's all we have for that. Sorry. It's a 40-minute interview. I want to go and hash it up, but I think Brian Ensign was right, and he's like, watch this portion of the interview. This is an important portion of that interview, right? And then he interviewed the police. That we got what we needed out of that police report. This is just insane. You've got Stephen King joining in the conversation, everybody. Stephen King writing, I suspect Brian Laundrie committed suicide, but unless he left a suicide note in the notebook found with his body, cause of his death may be tough or even impossible to prove. Stephen King is commenting in. So holy smoking. Yeah, he did, Rhonda. He did say this a bunch of times. He didn't meet them in person, but then we know he flew out there, and it's all like, again, stuff of semantics. The thing that Bertolino is doing right now is called semantics. It's very important for him to do this type of like, no, I didn't say that exact thing you said the word of. I said this other thing, and, you know, let's go back, and I expect your apology. This guy's deflection, and she's not having it, right? They got to get to commercial breaks. They're locked in, and he's just wasting time with semantics. That's what's going on right now. So. All right, Zara. Appreciate it. He's been their lawyer for years. Yeah, their real estate lawyer for years. Hey there, Gone with the Gale. My thoughts on Brian's. I said this thing when they first found him. Because I think they might have just found a jaw or something. I don't think they have the entire skull. But I honestly think it's an OD on a big handful of meds. That's what I'm thinking. Just easy way to just fall asleep, get it done, coward's way out. You know what I mean? That's what I honestly believe. I do honestly believe that's him, you know, getting eaten by alligators and stuff like that. I do think that's him, so. Does anyone know if Big Bad Bertolino could still claim attorney-client privilege for convos he had with Prime post-mortem? I don't know. I don't think so. But I could be wrong about that. Tawny says, the king of deflection and projection. Wonder who else he's lawyered. I sent you a hilarious video on Instagram. Okay. He's doing all these interviews, Christina, because this is what lawyers do. They get clout and fame from this, and it rises their star as a lawyer. It really, really does. Yeah, I saw that. I'm gonna see if I can dig up that tweet about the rope hanging there. AJ sends me all the stuff. He's got some stuff. AJ sent me another tweet as well. You guys should see this. So, fisherman finds weighted down gun in Fort DeSoto. Looks like it's from, like, you know, bank robber days when you robbed trains on horses, though. Looks like an old gun. Yeah, I don't think it's in their best interest to divorce at this point, as far as because I don't think they will. Yeah, actually, I don't mean to say that's, you know, I mean, Brian was a coward because he took the coward's way out instead of owning up to what he did. I don't mean the way he did it. He just did it, and he's a coward. So, but I think that's the easiest way to do it. You fall asleep, you don't wake up, basically. It's a good point, Landers. It's a good point. Yeah, I don't think the gun has anything to do with it, but it's an interesting tweet nonetheless, because it was found in Fort DeSoto. That's why people are connecting it. Let me see if I can find the other one about the rope. I don't have the rope one, but let me see if I can find it. Here we go. All right, here we go. So this rope was found. May not be anything, might be something. We made a report to Northport Police. This unit is en route. We'll keep everyone posted. Again, these people are... What's stopping from someone just hanging that from a tree is what I'm trying to say, right? What's stopping them from hanging from the tree? I'm not saying they did it. I'm just saying nobody's out there. Anything that's found at this point is going to be tossed out anyway because people are touching it. Right? Am I right about that? They found this old piece of fabric, which doesn't mean anything anyway either. It looks like, what is that? Is that bones or poop? It looks like poop to me. I don't know, man. Yeah, he didn't want to face the music. He was a coward, took the coward's way out of instead of facing the music. What's happened about the dry bag that the parents moved and have been questioned? I don't know. We don't know. Did anybody answer my question earlier about did they find her MacBook? Right? Did they find her MacBook? Interesting. She has a MacBook. It's a rope swing, but why, Miranda, why is there a rope swing in the middle of the dense forest with mosquitoes up your ass? Who wants to be on a rope swing and get eaten alive by alligators and mosquitoes? No thanks. Again, the noose could easily be planted. They do mention a hard drive, bonjour. Bonjour, Nancy. If they do, I'd like to have that article. They did an external hard drive. They have that. Okay, but again, where's the MacBook? I want to know where the MacBook is. A hard drive's great. There's probably tons of stuff on the MacBook that she had. And videos is what I'm saying. They were editing tons of videos for their YouTube channel. What else did she have? And no one has mentioned the MacBook except for me right now. I'm thinking about it. Where is the MacBook? You can track them shits, can't you? So you're saying, yes, they have the MacBook. Okay. There's no rope swings in the reserves of Florida. Yeah. I believe you on that one. The rope could have been used to hang bags as well from alligators, yeah, and there's no bears, I don't think, but yeah, the rope could be a million reasons it could be there, right? We're only assuming the FBI has it because we don't know. It'd be really interesting to find out where that MacBook went. And that... No, Brian Enton, none of these reporters, when they interview cops or police, are asking about this laptop. Why? They've asked about the phone, but why not the laptop? There's bears and alligators in Florida. Why do you guys even live there? Leave. Who? No thanks. And snakes and shit? No. Yeah, Amanda, right? You're right about this. The FBI is generally very closed-mouthed about the evidence. Keep it close to their chest. I get that. But at this point, why? The suspect is dead, so who cares? Release the shit. Release it. Yeah, what about her camera? Probably SD cards. There's hard drives, SD cards. There's probably a ton of things that they, if they have the Apple Watch, very important, which I know you can track. Even if it's off, they can track that. They already executed a warrant for electronic devices belonging to Gabby in the van, right? But remember, he came home in a week. After a week, okay, they went out and cleaned that thing. So likely there's so much stuff missing that was hers that they couldn't get their hands on. They got to be building a case. I hope you're right, Amy, that they're building a case of some kind and they're keeping that stuff close to them. They're letting, and if that's the case, that's smart because they're letting the parents incriminate themselves, basically, right? Probably. The parents cleaning the van is a reason enough for me to be involved, enough to be charged with something, and now everything else. Yeah, because remember, he was only a person of interest in the case. He was not a suspect. So legally, I don't think there was really anything they can do. And I'm not even entirely sure that dry bag went with the police. It might have went with his parents. Do we know? I don't know where the van is, Kim. I assume it's probably with law enforcement or been back to her family. Because it wouldn't go back to Brian's family. There's people on Facebook groups that actually made a poll about they think Brian is alive and dead. People really think that somehow Brian faked his death. It's nonsense. No, he's not that smart. You'd have to have so much foresight to where this went in order to do what they did. And they couldn't have known it would even get this big, even as of the 13th and 14th. Impossible to know. And impossible to know that Bethune would drop the video about them finding the van. Impossible for them to know that. Impossible for them to know that they'd find her body on the 19th. Impossible. What do you think is possible that well, okay, sure. There is everything within realm of a possibility, of course, because yes. But based on what we know about when things were found, they would have to look into the future. The van would go to the state unless she had a will, and we likely young ladies in their 20s don't have wills. So, but I think, are you sure that like the stuff that's left over from a person just doesn't go to the remaining family if there's no will? I'm pretty sure are you sure? Tammy writes, if you're connected well enough, it's possible. I don't think you guys realize that. I don't think his parents are like part of the mafia or something like that. Maybe they're in an MLM, but like what gives you guys the reason to believe that they're that connected? We haven't gotten anything yet at all, Michael, at all. Nothing about what's going on here. No approximate time of death, no weight, they can't give us how he died or anything like that. We've got nothing. If you don't have a will, it goes to the government. Are you kidding me right now? Not next of kin? Wow. Probably, that makes sense. Like the van was probably in her dad's name, so probably would have went to him. He's probably a co-signer at minimum, right? So Shannon McCarthy writes, Brian's dad finding his body is so eerily familiar. The John Benet Ramsey case, no one could find her body, and all of a sudden the dad stood up and said, I can't take it, and he went right to her body. We got to cover that case because I remember growing up listening to that, and I want to dig right into that. I think you're right. Such crazy coincidences in all these cases that people just like, for some reason, don't put enough stock in. They're just like, well, that's coincidence, so let's just leave it there. It's coincidence. Because the law has to deal with facts and hard facts and proof. And coincidences are not that. Unfortunately, obviously. No, the Bethunes released their video on the 15th or 17th. He was, in the timeline that we have now, he was already gone, as far as I'm aware, before the Bethunes released their video. I think the parents found him that night he left. Didn't know what to do. Reported him missing, thinking he'd be found by the police. That's what I said. It flooded, search ended, couldn't leave him out there, and then they had no choice but to go back and say, see, It's where we said it was. That's what I said last video. I said I think that they likely went and saw what they saw, but didn't want to be the people that found him. And they just were expecting the police to find him, and they didn't. Do you think people should leave Brian's sister alone? Yeah. I don't think she had anything to do with this. I honestly don't think so. I was looking for the warrant for the electronics in the van, but I can't find them. I know I covered it on one of my earlier lives. Will says, I thought it was a warrant for the house. I honestly do believe, Will, that they did have probably electronics warrant, because that's probably one of those important things, considering it was her equipment, probably, right? Because we all know he didn't have a phone, he didn't like technology, all that kind of stuff, and she was doing all the editing, all that. And I have never even heard since day one about this laptop. No one has ever asked that, unless I'm mistaken. That laptop likely holds a lot of information that would be very, very important to this case. Emails. We're talking like copies and paste, photos, videos, things that could be on a hard drive that we'll never see. Even an external hard drive, that's great and all, but an external hard drive is just one part of it. You know that iPhones are backed up when you plug them into your Mac, right? So there could be a backup of something on that phone. You could see everything that was on the phone the last time she plugged it in to back it up. If she's using the cloud, you could access it from there. Was the area you found would match the helicopter circling? No, I don't think it was, actually. The Laundrie's lawyer said the FBI were in his office just yesterday discussing the parents. Is that true? Will says, I'm saying that I believe that they had her laptop this whole time based on the warrant. Okay. I'd like to know that. And I guess it's not our privilege to know that. I guess it's not our, that's not their responsibility to tell us that for sure. Right, you're right. I stand corrected. He had a phone because he pulled it out of his pocket on the 12th video. That's correct. That's correct. Remember, Gabby's dad said in the Dr. Phil episode he was helping her with her website. Maybe he had cloud access. I doubt it. There's no reason to, generally, unless you're like doing, IT and stuff like that. But I mean, it could possibly be, but I don't know. What did I get wrong? The phone thing that I just admitted that I was wrong? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? We don't know this either, Potter's Mead. We don't know if they got a hold of his phone. Yeah. Getting warrant to access Apple is almost impossible because Apple will not do it for you. They won't do it. Charlene, I think you're right about this. I think the parents made a deal, revealed his whereabouts, and where the water receded, they went in and got him 2 weeks ago. The father and cops were back there. Brian was found. I think that most people in this case honestly believe what you're saying right there. There's a deal struck. They wanted this thing closed because shit just kept getting worse for the police. And even if it wasn't, Brian, okay, I honestly believe they have a reason to like just shut this down and be like, yeah, we found it, good, let's move on, done. Please let this case die off, and it will. This case will die off, and they want it gone. The police messed up so many times in this case, it's showing their incompetence like tenfold, and they want it done. The police want this case over. They don't want this to continue. Maybe the one guy who came from the other county and said we loaned a drone, maybe he wants it to continue, but nobody wants this going on, right? Yes. Okay, he did. Yeah, okay. They were discussing charge with the FBI. I did realize that. But they would have checked the area even with flooding. Michael, you're right. They did, and they did say that, but they said they didn't find anything. But remember when Chris went into the woods, okay? So even imagine that place is up to your knees in water, okay? They've got the machines going. But where Chris went into the woods, why would a machine or something go into that dense part of a wood? It probably wouldn't even be able to get in there. Chris beelined into this really super dense part of the woods. So even if they did go search, they wouldn't have found where it was because they didn't go that way. And they want it over with. You're right. They absolutely do. Well, thank you. Awkward Occurrence has a letter? Who's that? Christy Nicholson writes, this is important. I don't think the sister had anything to do with it, but she also attended the camping trip, and we know damn well that she was asking questions. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. If anybody's going to roll over and tell the truth, she will. Northport is so bad, Sergeant Schultz is embarrassed for them. Barney Fife is embarrassed as well as the Keystone Cops. I don't know who that is. Is that a cartoon or something? The letter is a fake. Okay, so again, I'm not really going to get into that type of evidence unless it's corroborated and said, yeah, this is the evidence. Because who would have a letter that's not been confirmed by FBI yet? Nobody would. Sorry. Janie Patterson writes, Josh, I emailed the search affidavit for Gabby's electronics. It only has the external and not a laptop. And it's just very interesting that laptop has not been talked about, and that probably holds tons of information. Likely Brian sold it. Likely Brian tossed it. He had a 36 to 45 hour drive back. Could be anywhere at this point. In a garbage can at a 7-Eleven. Yeah, exactly, Michael. This is why we keep talking about that. The dad just finds him right away. It's crazy. It's just, sorry. Don't care. Some law enforcement officials are checking to see if Gabby had visitors in her room at the Fairfield Inn at SLC. Why? I mean, okay, I guess you gotta leave no stone unturned. I get that, yeah. We have Ari, we have spoken about the cameras that Brian Ente posted about but again, I asked the question about the cameras. Why does it matter? We know that Brian left on the 13th in the Mustang and then has been there since in one way or another, right? So I don't think the cameras give us anything extra unless they show behavior or audio or something like that, but I don't think the cameras mean anything. I think Lovestrong, a lot of people believe this. Do you think they knew he was going to unalive himself if the camping trip was a final goodbye? I think a lot of people think that's obviously in the realm of possibility, but that's so morbid, right? Like, could you imagine like a healthy young man saying, and you're cooking s'mores and he tells you what happened and you're like, well, I'm just going to go do this in the woods, and everybody's like kind of fine with that? I mean, as a father, nope, I'm going to take you to the police at that point. What do you think about the noose and the water bottle? I think the water bottle is definitely hers. Absolutely. Here it is if you guys haven't seen it. Absolutely it's hers, because look at this water bottle here, everybody, okay? I mean, come on. Give me a break. It's absolutely her water bottle. Like, look at this thing, okay? And then here's the one that they found. Like, come on. It's the one. Ginger, as far as we know, he flew home because he was moving things in or out of a storage room closet. But now that we know what he did, we don't, like, that could be anything now. And that's really a mystery of this case for sure. Why did he come home? Oh, Will, can't text me things because I can't open it on this computer. Yeah, it's for electronic. Okay. I'm walking here, says, what are we looking at? Well, this is the water bottle they found in the park near Brian's remains. Okay, and this is the water bottle that was in the van. And the police are saying it's not. The police are telling you not to believe your own effing eyeballs. That's what they're telling you. So, no thanks, police. I will believe my eyeballs. Because people have pointed out, too, that this water bottle is bought in Seattle. Okay, and they were in Seattle. I think, weren't they? I'm saying that, but I could be wrong. But I mean, it's so unbelievable that like this bottle is not sold in Florida. It's only sold out in Seattle. So, I have not seen the Maddie McCann case. No, I have not. The bottle was found in the vicinity of where his remains were found. Oh yeah, Michael, it's the same water bottle. If you don't think that's the same water bottle, get your eyes checked, yo. I mean, again, if this is a coincidence, holy shit, this case is full of the most amazing coincidences I've ever seen in my life. Well, I don't know if the bottle has any stories to tell for real, but the police are neglecting it because the police shat the bed on it. That's why they're neglecting it. They don't want to be like, oh, we missed evidence. They don't want you to know that they missed evidence. And, you know, Michael's a cop. If you guys don't know Joanna, you know, we miss Joanna, but Michael's her husband. And Michael's a cop. He knows what he's talking about. What is going on? They don't want you to know. They want to just say, they want this thing to be over, everybody. So even if it wasn't his remains, and I think that's why a lot of people rightly think that it wasn't, is because they want this over more than anybody else does. Hands up if you think, thumbs up if you think I'm right about that. Well, I mean, if you look at this water bottle, it's not that clean. And if it was in water, I mean, submerged in water, I don't know what Florida, you know, whatever. Yeah, I bet you there are people, What a Doll's Life, they're out there with I'm coming down to Florida in like, I think a week and a half, 2 weeks. I'm going to bring my metal detector. I'm going to go out there myself if I have time. And I'm going to metal detector around there and live stream with you guys. I'm bringing bug spray and alligator begone spray. If I can get there. I'm in Tampa, so I don't know where it is. But if I can get there, I'll go and I'll live stream. But apparently the data is terrible out there, so you need like a signal booster and stuff, so. Oh, I'll be careful. Look at these bad boys. Blair, Will, why don't you meet me in Florida so you can have my back in case someone tries to come murder me? There's no service. Damn. Okay. I'll record it and then I'll make a video afterwards. If I can get there. Cops probably said it wasn't his and never expect internet slots. I think it means sleuths to find a pick. That's the same water bottle in the van, right? Again, at the same time, no matter who finds it at this point, that shit's tainted because somebody could have just planted it. And we have to, that has to be in it. Are you saying there's anacondas? So maybe I won't go to the woods. Maybe I'll just be like, send Will to the woods and I will hang back in the vehicle and stay safe. The F? What in the heck? Is this real? Is this real? I don't know why my internet sucks. Get lost out of here with that. I'm not going down there. F you. That's real? Piss off, Florida. What's wrong with you? No thanks. Nope. Like, what? No thanks. That is definitely the biggest gator in Florida, right? That's the biggest one in Florida. Oh, it's not the biggest gator in Florida. That thing is the size of a Volkswagen. Who the hell? Why are they there? And why aren't they killed? Like, why are they just walking around a golf course that could eat a golf cart? What do they eat? What does something like that eat? There's not bigger ones. I don't believe you. He is famous. That's what I thought. His name's probably Frank or something. It's not real. That proven to be fake. Oh, that was a crocodile. What's the difference? Okay, yeah. Ginger Kirby, like, you'll be fine. Let me tell you something, Ginger Kirby. If I'm walking in Florida, and I'm Canadian, okay, because it's half winter here all the time, and I saw that alligator, I'm not pulling my phone out to walk towards it. Those people are stupid. So, but if that's are you telling me that's a crocodile, alligator, whatever it's called, then I absolutely do believe that it's within the realm of possibility that Brian was eaten. That's one bite for that alligator. Brian was a tiny dweeb. So that's just like a snack for that alligator. I cannot believe that those things exist in Florida. I thought they were like small. Like you can kick it. If it comes near you, just kick it. And you're like, kick it. And then you run away really fast. If you kick that alligator, you're dead. You're dead. Or crocodile, whatever it is. It's the same thing. Fox is saying no DNA match. What? What? They did a teeth. They did dental records. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad, Amber. Do whatever I want. What if you just poke it with a stick and run away, or like a golf club? Just poke it. How fast is that thing? How fast is that crocodile? Don't ever say that again. You're banned from the show, Cal Scoop. Banned from the show. Please leave. They're not fast on land. Okay. Because I'm pretty fast for a fat guy, not going to lie. My mom has 100% scared some of them off with her chancellor or a broom. What the hell's a chancellor? 20 miles an hour? I can run 20 miles. Depends if I just ate. If I just had burgers, it might be a little slower. I just have to outrun the person I'm with. Okay. I don't believe that there are gators bigger than that. So if I go down to this Carlton Reserve, are you telling me that there are gators that size there? Crocodiles that size there? I heard you run in a zigzag. Here's what you do, okay? You scream really loud and you just run fast away in a tree. Can they climb trees? Mm-mm. That was a humongous chonker of a crocodile. I'm scared. Now, do you guys think that the FBI is trying? Are they doing a DNA match? You don't need soft tissue to do DNA. You can do it with bone marrow, as far as because they have white blood cells in there. I think. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think they can. So Nancy is saying they can't get DNA. Okay. What is this new DNA finding about? There's no DNA finding, but they're saying they can't. She's saying Nancy Grace can't get the DNA. They can test DNA through bone marrow. That's what I assume too. It's got to be a way, right? Can they get DNA through dental records? Not the records, through the teeth, perhaps, maybe? You're telling me, what a doll's life, that there is a gator 17 feet long, and you guys just live in the same province as this thing. Just leave. It can have the land. They can actually extract DNA through the teeth. Okay. My Leo boyfriend says I'm a conspiracy theorist because I've been following this. What does it mean? Is Leo... What do you mean? Is his name Leo? Like Leonardo DiCaprio? Dental records may be fake. Maybe Bertolini paid someone off. Again, I get... I don't even think... If you're going to put the tinfoil hat on about this whole, is it him or not, you don't need to pay anybody off. The police want this gone just as much as Bertolini does. Okay? So, that's what I think. Oh, I'm stupid. Sorry about that. I thought maybe you were saying he's like a Leo, as in the stars, the astrology sign. That's what I thought. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. People keep saying the mom planted teeth. Let me be clear, everybody. You can't get a dental record from just loose teeth. It has to be the bite, as far as I'm aware, okay? It has to be the bite pattern, am I right? Or the palate pattern. I could be wrong about that, but I think they found a skull with the teeth in it, and then they can take what do you call it? An indenture or whatever. Indent. I don't know what I'm saying because I'm dumb, but you know what I'm saying? It's not just loose teeth that they found. They must, exactly, Stephanie, they must have an actual skull with the jaw and teeth intact. That's what I'm thinking. Impression, thank you. For the love of Pete, I'm dumb. Dental records or pictures, right? If you have a couple loose teeth, there's no way you can... I don't think your teeth are that unique. Unless there's like, you know, I don't think so. Yeah, dental records include skull, jaw, and bite shape. Thank you, Krista Cake. I appreciate it. Let me see what Nancy Grace is saying about this. She only gets like 4 comments on her. Okay, nothing so far. Amber, what's the likelihood that the entire mandible is fully intact with the skull? Well, apparently they got dental records from it, so I think the likelihood is pretty high if they are being truthfully. What's wrong with me, man? I don't know what that is. Would you like to purchase my shiny Charizard trading card? Is that a baseball player? Justin, did you get a haircut? Who's Justin? On Fox Live. I don't have cable. I live in Canada. Oh, Pokemon, sorry. Am I supposed to know that? Sorry. Cass, yes, I think you're right. Teeth are very unique, but teeth are unique in the fact that they create a bite pattern, right? Not each individual tooth is unique, but that the pattern of the way that they are in the mouth is unique, right? Am I right about that? What time is it here? It's 10:16. It's almost my bedtime, yo. Mike says, the most accurate way to identify someone who has been submerged in water is through DNA from bones. This is frustrating the crap out of me. Yes. You guys, can you please just leave Florida? Thanks. I told Chelsea I'm coming up on November 4th. I said, can you take me where the gators are? She knows where they are. Do you guys think I should honestly go, or should I really not? I mean, be real with me. Be real with me. I'll go if you tell me to go. Okay, Will sent me a video, wants me to show y'all. Will wants me to show you a video. I'll show you the video. Pause, you jerk. Okay, this is forensic expert weighs on a determining cause and time of Brian Laundrie's death. So let's have a little listen. Okay. I don't know if you know what dangerous means, but if you kill one person, you're dangerous. So I hear what you're saying. It's just one person, but that means they kill people. So sorry.
Quote, I still see many asking how long decomposition takes in Florida and whether water has any effect on timing for decomposition.
Excellent question. Decomposition generally in the environment in Florida is a bit more rapid than it is in other locations because of increased heat and also relative humidity. The great thing about water relative to bodies, if it's down in the silt, sometimes the silt underlying that layer of water can actually protect the body, almost cocoon it.
Really?
Second question, quote, my question is about the time and cause of death and if it's possible to get that and how long that could take.
Under these circumstances, I think the cause of death, unless there is obvious specific trauma, and I'm talking about trauma to the head or maybe a mark on the breastbone, it's going to be very, very difficult to determine this since these are skeletal remains. Relative to time of death, because the body is skeletonized, it's my opinion, you're not going to be able to do any better than about a week unless there's more information they're not telling us.
We know a portion of the skull was recovered, and we know that they used dental records to confirm this was him. This question is about, quote, what part of the skull? What can you tell us?
Well, what we do know is that they were able to confirm dental identification with him. So that implies that they have probably the mandible, the jaw, and also the maxilla, which is the upper part
I knew it was called the maxilla too. I just checking to see if you guys knew.
of the hard palate containing the teeth.
Yeah.
That would lead us to believe that there's another area of the skull missing. But right now, we don't know.
Even if badly decomposed, are they still able to match DNA and the bone marrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the bone marrow and also another robust area where you can go in, and we do know we have this sample where you can go in, is to go into the tooth and extract the pulp.
I knew that too, as
So
well.
one viewer is asking, quote, I still see many.
Okay. I knew all those things that he was saying there too, and the terms. I've been hearing a lot about the Madeleine McCann case. I don't know yet enough about it to cover this. Will, have you covered it? Will covers this stuff too. I don't know how Jessica Shipley. I don't know how a anthropologist can determine cause of death. I don't know. I'm just a ex-pastor. That's all I do here. But maybe someone knows in the chat. See, Lindsay, I don't want to. If the gators are that size for real and that's not fake, who in their right mind goes and hangs out with those people? Are you serious? So apparently America has different laws and identification to the rest of the world, and how effing perfect is that they found a full set of his teeth. Yeah, it's a good point. Okay. Just that there is one gator that size, just doing. Sorry. Just, I know you say there's very few. There's one. That's enough. I can't believe you guys are just cool with that. Do I have connections Jesus' phone number. Potter's Mead, what happened to the rest of his body? I mean, you guys just saw the size of that effing crocodile walking down the golf course. What do you think? That shit was eaten. I ain't scared of COVID. I'm double vaxxed. Dun da da da. Does anybody in this chat live near Northport, Florida? And like, are you tempted to go out to this place yourself? How many people do you guys think are out there right now with their phones up, looking for videos and walking around there? How many do you think? Thanks, Tiffany. Yes, but moose don't eat people, so, and they're cute, and they're fun, and deadly too. Well, Jessica, we've been talking about this for a while. We don't think that the DA plays a role in the case. She doesn't have strings. She wasn't a DA. She was like an administrator, so I don't think so. As far as we know, anyway. I think that would have come up if it was more of a lead at all. I think so. It would have come out for sure. Haley Hakemaller, we have discussed the water bottle twice. Exactly. Yeah, there's probably a whole ton of people in the woods making TikToks right now, which is super weird if you think about it. I see what you did there, Raven Potter. We need better investigators. Boom! Dad joke. And you're Ravenclaw? That makes sense. Basically, I'm gonna be the sorting hat for the rest of this chat. So if you have a comment that comes up, I'm gonna put you in a house. And Kristen is definitely Hufflepuff. If you guys are wondering. Hannah, you sent me a video. I don't see anything. Hannah's definitely Slytherin. Rebecca is, what's the good one? What? Are you saying, why am I a Mormon now? Where are you getting that from? Slytherin? Gryffindor. But you're not Gryffindor. She's pissed. Nancy Grace is always pissed. Gryffindor. Wasn't Gabby's father in Florida on the 13th? Just saying, you come home alone without someone I would love. This is still up in the air whether or not that he did. There is differing accounts right now about if he did go to the house or not. Aussie Chick says, shouldn't they close the park again in light of the bottle being found? I agree with you. I think they shouldn't have opened it to be, at least that area at all. They should not have opened it at all. I'm coming to Tampa because I'm doing a podcast with Chelsea. We have a podcast. It's called Beauty and the Dad Bod, and we're coming to film it. Who just called? She's treating her panel like crap? Ugh. Tracy, you're late. You missed everything. And you're Ravenclaw. Yes, we know that he lives there, but we don't know if he went to the house. That's up in the air right now. Like, I think, did he admit on the show that he did? Because I think the lawyer, Bertolini, either lied and said he didn't, so I don't know. How cold is it here? Right, this morning it was 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 0 for us. So stupid you guys use Fahrenheit. On the Nancy Grace episode special, they're saying no DNA found. But they have his teeth, so yes, they do have DNA. Right? Vicky Brocky says it's that a slingshot beside her water bottle in the van. The gun was found, looks like a Luger. No. The only thing that's next to the water bottle in the van right now is this. I'll show you quick so you guys can see what I'm seeing. If you look close, there's a guitar, a busker guitar, keychains. I don't know what this is. It's not a gun, though. Carabiners here, photos, plants, the water bottle. Stuff. So this looks like a can opener, I think. Yeah. So I don't think there's a gun or anything like that, or a slingshot. That's right. Gryffindor. Cass, is it possible that teeth don't have any pulp after about 3 weeks? Is that true? I don't know. If it's again, it's in the skull, likely. And it's pretty relatively fresh, like within a month, I think that they have DNA. They must. Or they don't want to have DNA, right? Or they don't want it. That's my tinfoil hat. That's my tinfoil hat. Yes, teeth impressions are like fingerprints, right? We know that, but I still think they should go the extra mile and get DNA. Yeah, good question. What does Nancy Grace know? Nobody talks to Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace is the person, and I'm not saying I don't really know her that well, but she has everybody else give her the information, and she just like, she has like researchers, full-time researchers. Yeah, I heard about this too. Beth Teresa, the parents are going to cremate the remains. I mean, there's not many remains anyway, so probably could have put what was left of him in an Nalgene bottle. So, okay, whatever. It's a peacock feather then. Fine. Jerks. Bunch of jerks. Slytherin. Elizabeth Newberg says, I live in Northport. Was there earlier today. Was about 70 to 80 people there, but only about 50 people actually looking for stuff. 50 people were sitting there in the woods. You went there? That's crazy. Gryffindor. Teeth would have no pulp if the teeth remaining had root canals. Every tooth in his head had a root canal. I doubt that. Like there's no way every tooth in your head has a root canal, right? How much sugar is that you ate your whole life? I've never had a root canal, and I'm 41. I've had some fillings, but not root canals. Ever. Never once. No, I don't think Gina Marie that he'll ever be charged with homicide. Don't think there's just no possible way to do it now. Sam. Oh, but Gus is laying with his belly up. Oh, hey, Goose. This is a good boy, Gus. You want to come say hi? Okay. Go in your bed. Go in your bed. All right. We'll be going for about an hour and 30 minutes. I don't think there's really much more to talk about, but I want to just ask you guys a question. Of the cases that people have been asking about, what do you guys think is the case that I should be covering next? Will, what do you think? I don't know. What seems to be the one that needs the most attention? I'm not saying I can give it a ton of attention, but I can. Do I play guitar? No, I don't play guitar. I'm not very good. Jean Benet. That's going to take a ton of research. I think I think you guys are right, though. It's probably worth looking into. It was confirmed that Joseph Petito went to the Laundrie home. He was there September 10th, the evening before Gabby was reported missing. That's what I assume that, too, because I remember them saying that he went there. They didn't give him anything. Then they called the next day, and that's when all this thing started going down. Yeah, I can see it, Janelle. So you're telling me, Debbie, to do my research on dental pulp? I was in the USAF dental field. So please educate me on the dental pulp, please. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just need to know because it sounds like you know what you're talking about. You know your onions. Yeah, Annie's telling me to do Murdoch too. Big one. I'm waiting for this dentist person to tell me about the pulp. My dog is 2 years old. His name is Gus. He just got a haircut. Okay. Yeah, Michael, that's true. You got the big Australia case out there as well, right? Real crime. Hashtag it. Subscribe. Where'd the dentist go? I think it's because I have a 90-second thing on. Roni's not in his chair tonight. I don't know where. Oh, he's right there. Roni's right here. Oh, there's Sammy. Oh, my boy. There he is. You want to see honey? Oh, there she is. Okay. Okay. I love this answer, Debbie. You come in here and say, do your research, and you literally could tell me by texting a message. All you have to do is write the message about what you know. Instead, you're telling me to Google it. I hate when people do that. You're going to come at me and tell me that I should do all my research. You seem to have the information and the data. Why wouldn't you just waste your 90-second thing and just write it? But thanks, rude dentist. My dentist is really nice. Something tells me this. Sleuthing. Have they getting dental pulp out of Neanderthal? That's crazy if they can do that. My dentist is really nice too. She's good looking too, I'm not gonna lie. I have a crush on my doctor as well. Gus is a sheepadoodle. Of course, I think there will be pulp in his teeth too. I don't know what the other person was talking about. Like what? Okay. Now I want to Google it. Do you think there's a confession in the notebook that Brian and his family can be charged? I really hope so, but I doubt it because remember, he picked up the bag and could have done whatever he wanted with it. Oh, I have my stash. Somebody bought me this mustache wax right here, and I have it. Thank you, Rachel. Juliana Day's family needs help getting coverage. Okay. No. But you can see him. He's nice. Ryan Yates says, if the parents made a deal, the cops were pretending during that search when BL was found, acting for the cameras. Law enforcement saving face. That's why it's so confusing to us looking from the outside. I agree with that. That's, yeah, exactly. The Daybell Vallow case will keep you busy on your toes. I'd love to see your reaction to it. Is that the crazy one where they buried the kids out in their field and they're like in the Mormon crazy religion cult thing? Scarlet Rose, this isn't so far out. I think like similar probably to a note that he might have called them and said, I'm doing this. This is where I am. You know, I don't think that's far the realm. I mean, that's probably more plausible than a lot of things, to be honest. What? Are you saying that Nancy Grace is really saying the DNA doesn't match? I don't believe it. How would she know? Thanks, Mo the Kitty. That sounds... Is that name? Okay. It is what it is. Let's just be real. Okay. I am sponsored by Manscaping, so it's very similar. I've already told everybody if I hit 1 million subscribers, I will get a tattoo, something. Why is Nancy Grace saying the DNA doesn't match, and how does she even know? Oh, I googled this teeth source of DNA forensics. Teeth and bones are frequently the only sources of DNA available for identification of degraded or fragmented human remains. The unique composition of teeth and their location in the jawbone provide additional protection to DNA compared to bones, making them a preferred source of DNA in many cases. Okay, I googled it, so I was right. What was that person saying? What? Okay. Okay. That person needs a Snickers or something. By the way, I'm handing out full-size candy bars for Halloween. Be jealous. No, I'm just gonna, if I hit 1 million subscribers, I'm letting people choose my tattoo. It is what it is. I already said it a long time ago and now I can't back out. I ate hand cream because Love Meg moved to Hawaii, so I'm gonna do it. Cover Carrie Nura, I went to college with her. Wow. So many cases, guys. I don't know how people keep up with this stuff. That's right. Represent. Go to Denny's house. I don't hand out Snickers. We don't do peanuts. We just hand out like Aero bars, Coffee Crisp, Kit Kat, Smarties is a good one that we hand out. I wish you guys could get Canadian treats. They're so good. This is likely what people will choose, and that's okay with me. I'm cool with it. Yeah, I love Meg moved to Hawaii, and I had to eat hand cream because of it. What about Uncle Brian's laundry uncle being the one to identify his dentures? What? What? I've never heard that. Blue pumpkin. Yeah, Coffee Crisp is like, yeah, you're right. Sheila Draper, the cops might have had something more than we knew. So why would the parents make a deal if cops couldn't prove anything? We don't know the cops couldn't prove anything. Cops likely said, we got this, this, and this. It's going to be a problem for you unless you do something. We don't know. Yes, Canadian Smarties are chocolate. These are Canadian Smarties. Your Smarties are like our rockets. They're like sugar cubes or pucks. Oh, Isha. Sorry if I got your name wrong. You have no idea. It's the best chocolate bar on planet Earth. Tastes like coffee. Oh, ketchup chips. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we also have M&Ms. Yeah, Coffee Crisp. And we also have Aero bars. These bad boys here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Kit Kats taste the same here. Yeah, this is true, Pam Duncan. Now that it's been turned over to an anthropologist, maybe years before we know how he died. Oh, the treats are good, plus the peanut butter. You guys have no idea. Our Smarties are they're interesting. They don't taste like M&Ms. They don't taste like M&Ms at all. We also have these chocolate bars, which are my favorite. Mr. Big. Oh, yeah. Dang, yo. And my personal favorite. Caramilk. You have no idea if you've never had a caramilk bar. Okay? You have no idea. You run yourself a hot bath. Okay, you light some candles, put on some Kenny G, and you like eat this chocolate bar. What do you mean have I lost it? I said that she moved to Hawaii. Yes, I have some tattoos. No, not Toffee Crisp. Coffee Crisp. What? You have Coffee Crisp and Aero bars in California? What? Yes, it does. We also have this. Unbelievable, okay? Is what I'm saying. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Sorry, I'm sorry. Bits of Bish moved to Hawaii. Can't get them all. They all look the same. You're right. My bad. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. It's Nuts of Bush or whatever. Nuts of Bush. I love it. So good. All right, we can shut her down. Everybody, thank you for joining me this evening. Thank you for joining me. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me tonight, and I will think about other cases to do. I've got, don't forget, tomorrow's video is with Jordan and McKay. We talk about soaking, and don't forget to head over to Beauty and the Dad Bod on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcast. Chelsea and I have another podcast dropping tomorrow. Don't miss it. I'm going to Florida, and yes, I'm going to look for gators. I'm going to do it, okay? I'm definitely going to do it. I'm going to live stream it, and it's going to be crazy. If I get eaten by an alligator, you guys, I'm going to be so pissed. But I'm going to do it. All dressed chips are amazing. I'm going to go do another live after this and just play guitar because I love doing it. It's how I unwind. So if you guys want to join me after that, feel free because I'm going to go play some songs. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow.